So everyone, the past 10, 11 weeks or so, Titans has aired and is finished now. The finale was over the other day, so what I got you guys to do is ask me a bunch of your most wanted questions to ask me about, season 1 in general, or just other questions from season 1 that could relate into season 2. So let's talk about Titans season 1 in this Titans Q&A. How's it going, Titans? So it's been a few days now since Titan has aired. As of the time I'm recording this, it's actually Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm guessing this is going up on the 27th, so it's already happened by this point. But other than that, hoping everyone had a good Christmas. Titan Season 1, what a cool show. I think what Titans did was prove a lot of people who are out of the floodgate were just putting down the show, whether it was from that first trailer, which didn't impress absolutely everyone, to the misconception about, Dick Grayson killing people, even though he wasn't, even though he is quite brutal throughout it. But that's a big part of his storyline in terms of getting away from Batman. But either way, Titan Season 1, I thoroughly enjoyed it. However, that finale, even though it was a really, really cool episode, Batman versus Robin and all that, it was more like a mid-season finale. That's the perfect way to put it. I've seen other people put it that way. People commented that in my comment section. Season 1's finale felt like a mid-season finale. Sets up stuff for the back half of the season, but it just feels still like kind of another episode, but a little bit more special. But other than that, wait for a few more weeks or a month or so till it comes back. But we've got to wait till October possibly in 2019 to kind of get what feels like the second half of the season. But I just wanted to get that out of the way, just in terms of my thoughts in general about that finale, because a lot of people were asking me about it. But let's just jump straight into the first question. And obviously subscribe if you want to stay up to date with more Titans videos. Of course, by the way, I will be covering it in between seasons and any news and stuff like that. But anyway, Edward Hammond, what do you have to ask me? And that is, do you think Batman will show up again in season 2? I would have to think so, because the way they've ended it, they definitely scrapped some stuff. A lot of people were saying, a lot of that stuff that they've scrapped is just for season 2 anyway. I'll hopefully tackle that a little bit later with a more relevant question. I would 100% have to say yes. Actually, Batman, but I guess I was more answering in terms of Bruce Wayne there, because Dick Grayson's, I feel like, story with Bruce and his whole segregation from him being his whole in particular storyline in season 1 has more to go. I mean, for crying out loud, in that finale, he embraced his darkness and killed Bruce Wayne. He is right in the center of damaged goods in terms of figuring that out. So he really needs to figure that out. Hopefully that will mean more Bruce stuff in season 2. Albeit it will be blurry, it will be silhouetted. You won't see Bruce Wayne's face or anything like that. And as for actually Batman, I'm guessing a similar kind of thing. We might actually get to see the real Batman rather than a reality manipulation. So next question is from James Edwards, and he asks, do you think those costumes we saw in images will be in season 2? So I definitely want to talk about this one in terms of what people are meaning about these images being from season 2 anyway. So I had a little bit of a constructive rant in my review in terms of the reason why Titans finale felt like a mid-season finale is because what James is referencing to in terms of the images is that I included some images in my review of stuff we hadn't seen in season 1, which was intended for season 1. But there's some people who were thinking, oh, no. So I tweeted on Twitter saying, where was this? People were saying, oh, in season 2, lol. It will be in season 2. But it wasn't meant for that. And these images in particular showed Starfire's final costume, Raven, in her actual Raven costume. And that wasn't intended for season 2. They definitely cut Titans by an episode or 2 in season 1. I really believe that. The reasons that give me belief into this as well is that they actually teased this as a part of season 1 footage. Also, Anna Diop, who plays Starfire, said that her costume would change. That was such a big thing, if you guys remember, whole Starfire thing and the costumes and the comic book accurate costumes, right? But what happened? Even though she came out and said she will get it by the end of season 1, it wasn't there. It was in that footage or those images that I'm attaching on screen right now, which was cut from season 1. So you can clearly tell that at the time when she said that, she thought, oh yeah, those images that you're seeing on screen right now is what we filmed from season 1. And then essentially they probably changed direction a little bit, probably saving that for season 2 now. But at the time, she didn't know that. So that is why I even further believe that that was meant for season 1. So yeah, do you think, as you said, James, do you think those costumes we saw in Images will be in season 2? Definitely. It's just disappointing that they really changed up the finale, or maybe cut it from 13 to 11 episodes, because we would have got a lot of resolution for people who wanted the comic book accurate suits. Corey would have been in that, even Raven, and I feel like, judging from these images, you can see Raven here with everything, with her comic book accurate suit. You see Corey and Dick Grayson there in their suits. Well, Dick Grayson isn't in his Nightwing suit, but I feel like this is a little bit of an expansion on the Trigon house situation. You can tell, I think, from that wallpaper and the house in the background, that it's still within that room. So yeah, bottom line, guys, I know that was a very long answer. This stuff was 100% intended, I think, for season 1 by a couple more episodes, but because of a change in direction for whatever reason, they cut that, and I think they're using this for the very beginning of season 2, episode 1/2. So Superhero Man 99 asks, what are your top 3 hopes for next season, or what do you hope they do differently or keep the same? So very interesting. My top 3 hopes, this is really on the spot, and I'm terrible at being on the spot. My mind goes blank all the time, but one thing for sure, my top 3 hope is more Hawk and Dove. I think it's, from Minka Kelly teased in, I believe, in an interview, that they have discussed Hawk and Dove spin-off series. So I think that will be happening, but I want more of them in season 2, so that comes to more fruition. One of the most positive things I've heard all season long about Titans is Hank and Dawn. They are brilliant. Minka Kelly and Alan Richardson, I believe, they kill it. They really kill it. They need their own show, but I want more of them. Other than that, I want Nightwing's suit early. I don't want it at the end of season 2. I think there's no reason why you shouldn't get that maybe by mid-season. Because I think a lot of people thought we would get that in season 1. Maybe that was the original plans, but they've obviously changed a lot of stuff up with us not even getting Corey's or Raven's suit, which they have made. But we're not getting that, obviously, this season. This next season, at the very least. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the comic book accurate suits. And lastly, I'd say, like, since we're getting Superboy and everything like that now, I would be so happy if we got Wally West. Like, redheaded Wally West or Speedster. That would make my dream. If they just implement that even in Easter eggy form, and we might get him in season 3, kind of like a post-credit scene at the end of season 2, like we did with Superboy in season 1. Yes, 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 yes. So Mr. Man Guy asked, do you think Bruce and Dick will become makeup? Wait, what? They're going to become makeup? I get what you mean. Makeup, and possibly might Bruce make the Nightwing suit for Dick. I think by the end of season 2, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson, whether it's like this off-screen blurry silhouette, as I said, they would have to maintain it. Bruce not being in the actual focus camera shot or a close-up. They might reconcile, yeah. Like, I think once Dick Grayson gets his Nightwing suit, that is when, either through a phone call where we can't hear Bruce's voice or something like that, we might get Dick saying, oh, thanks, Bruce, after the subtitle says, I'm proud of you, Dick, or something like that. I think Bruce will drop his grudge or something like that against Dick and vice versa. That is the way, or the perfect way I could kind of see it going down once he's found himself as a new hero. But would Bruce make the suit? No, I think it would be still more suitable if he went along the lines of Alfred through Lucius, or directly through Lucius for his, contact list on his phone that we saw. Lots of Easter eggy popular names, so I think it would go through that way rather than Batman. But of course, Batman could help him out himself, and that'd be pretty cool after they've reconciled, So next question from the scoring specialist. From a story perspective, do you think that the intention for Trigon was to make him the villain of season 1 and 2, with a bigger version of the Titans roster from, the post-credit scene? Obviously, yeah, we got Superboy grow between these seasons, and that's why it didn't feel like a season finale. Yeah, I 100% believe, and I was hoping this anyway. If you've watched my reviews, I was like, I hope they don't defeat him in one episode. Yeah, the smart and obvious thing to do, as I've said for a little while, is literally make him a season 2 villain as well. Like Arrow have kind of done with Ricardo Diaz and, Black Lightning with Tobias Whale. That doesn't mean that the finale had to feel like a mid-season finale. I feel like even if they cut, like you may have already seen up in this Q&A video, me explain maybe perhaps 2 episodes worth of footage with those images I teased on screen, they could have still done that and have them all escape, or Trigon just disappear and make that a finale while still having him the season 2 main villain. So bottom line, I still feel like they were going to have Trigon as the season 2 villain, so that doesn't negate or let me forgive why season 1's finale felt like a mid-season. I still feel like that was going to happen regardless. So the Movie Raider asks, do you think we will ever see Bruce Wayne's freaking big sexy face anytime soon? No. Ultimately, it's hard. A lot of people are getting confused. Like, they've asked about the Joker and Bruce Wayne, and how can Titans use the Joker if Gotham can't, blah, blah, blah. It's not really like that. I mean, I've explained it. Well, actually, I think I cut this out of my review. But when you see the Joker in Titans in that finale, you don't see him, really. I mean, come on. He's face flat into the car. And then other than that, he's in a full body brace or splint or whatever. That's the way they got away with that. And the same with Bruce Wayne. To continue allowing him and having Batman technically within a TV show is to have him blurred or way in the background with a very blurry, non-focused lens on it, The best chance we would get is Bruce Wayne and not Batman. To be actually in the camera angle's focus, if you know what I mean. But either way, just expect season 1 vibes. So Alex on YouTube asked, did you like the Batman suit? Yeah. I think it definitely looked like more of a cosplay, but that was definitely deliberate. With Batman always being intended in this episode to be just very fast-paced shot. So it's very blurry, not really focusing on the suit, very darkly lit. It would be silly for them to design, a very expensive suit. And this definitely did the job. So yeah, I liked it for what it was. Would have preferred shorter ears, but hey ho. So A-List Cura asks, who do you think in this series has the most character development? 100% Dick Grayson. Like, even though the finale was called Dick Grayson, I feel like several other episodes should have been called Dick Grayson because he is essentially the beating heart of the show. He's getting the Titans together. It's about him figuring out and everyone else second, I feel. Even though eventually it will feel more like the Titans. But this show still felt like season 1 was like Titans, subline Dick Grayson story plus Corey plus Raven plus Beast. You know what I mean? Whereas in season 2, hopefully it will feel like... I think that's one common complaint about season 1 is that a lot of people said that there wasn't enough content from the other characters. It didn't feel like Titans. It felt like Titan, but with friends. So Iconic Reactions asked, do you think that since they are doing Superboy, that if they do Wally West, they'll make him red-headed? And do you think it's possible we will see a live-action Young Justice after the series of Titans is over? It would make sense, no? I think that, as you mentioned earlier, with Superboy being in season 2, it's not unreasonable to think that, they could bring in a Wally West. And I would definitely think it'd be a Young Justice-y kind of red-headed, Wally West. But, a Young Justice actual live-action show, I don't think so. You said yourself you would think so, it'd make sense. But I feel like Titans is going to be the Young Justice. Like, it's not... I mean, in Titans, you got Corey and Dick, who are the oldest. But then you've got actual teenagers in there, like Gar and Rachel. Who knows how old exactly Superboy is going to be in Titans, or how old he's meant to kind of look like. But, Young Justice is kind of, with the roster getting bigger and bigger in Titans over the seasons, potentially, is going to be the Young Justice of DC Universe. So Hello899 live says, as Superboy is coming in season 2, do you think we will get Lex Luthor? And will we get Superman in the shadows? So yeah, I think that this is possible. I don't think we will get Luthor. Like, I think Luthor would be kind of treated the same as Batman, even though, like, he's no way near as important as Batman in terms of, like, diluting the brand or rights, because, they're using him in Supergirl and everything like that. So I think they won't show Lex Luthor's face because of maybe things like Supergirl and he's being used by another TV show, but... it's possible. But Superman in the shadows, I think that's possible as well. Think Supergirl season 1 and how Superman was blurred in that. I think that's possible as in this show, especially with the Superboy arc very obviously. I think it would be so dope if after all the Batcave teasers we've got, like, oh yeah, Diana's downstairs with Superman and Batman. Like, oh my god. Could you actually imagine if they went down to the Batcave and there was a blurry thing like that in the background and we have Superboy in the forefront talking to Dick Grayson and he's just like, oh, it'll be okay. They're just talking about you or something like that. Very Young Justice-y kind of vibes. I think that kind of situation is possible rather than, oh yeah, Superman or Lex Luthor right in the forefront of the camera. So yeah, definitely, man, and I really hope so. So One Hit asked, do you think Hawk, Dove, and Donna Troy will become series regulars next season? I don't really know. I think Donna Troy, I somewhere I heard that she was going to be a series regular, but I haven't seen anything on that personally, so not necessarily. I think she will be in it more. They better bloody do that, because that'd be perfect, but she is Donna Troy. She's not one to go at the minute. Well, she's kind of given it up temporarily, right, as she put it herself, but... it would be cool to see her step back into the Wonder Girl kind of days. Hawk and Dove for sure. I don't think they'll be series regulars, but in it a lot more. So Senor Puric asked, will Jason Todd get killed by the Joker in season 2? If Batman's killing Joker is reality manipulation. So yeah, that was reality manipulation. Don't worry about that. Completely, that was all fake. He didn't really kill the Joker. But will Jason Todd get killed in season 2? I don't think it'll be season 2. I think if Titans goes on, they could do that in season 3. I think that would be perfect. But I think as much as I want that, I think it would be a bit rushed if it was in season 2. But it's coming for sure. I think they would be stupid to ignore that if Titans went on for 3 to 5 seasons plus. So Pinhead asked, why did Dick give in to the darkness? Trigon essentially orchestrated that whole reality manipulation. So, you know, every time he was going right, he made it wrong. So Joker died. Dick Grayson was going to fly back to Dove. So he made Joker come back alive. Do you know what I mean? He really preyed on Dick Grayson's like deep dark desires, but Dick wouldn't have actually gone there, but he really made that narrative happen. So on top of that, you know, him literally spelling it out for Dick to do what he did, I feel like Dick Grayson, bottom line, all season has been struggling. They've made it very apparent that the Batman thing is a big mind F for him. So ultimately, with Batman doing what he did, killing Corey and all kinds of other people, good men, good cops, and everything like that, I think he just felt like he had to finish him off. But as a result, that was to embrace his darkness in terms of killing people and potentially enjoying it. So that's ultimately why he gave into it. It was kind of like this inevitability all episode. And lastly, guys, Jordan Duke asks, Arrowverse crossover. I actually don't see that happening. Of course, you could say never, but I really don't see these universes joining. I know there's a Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover coming next year, which you could argue could merge these worlds together. But it has such a different vibe. It would be strange to see Grant Gustin's Flash in the Titans episode where it's a lot more adult, swearing, blood, everything like that. I just think they're going to keep them separate. It would be cool, but I feel like they should be kept separate, to be honest. Other than that, though, guys, that has been the Q&A. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that I answered your question, even if your question wasn't answered. Hopefully it was similar or you got something from this Q&A. But other than that, everyone, links as always are in the description down below to my social media if you want to follow me on Twitter, support the channel a bit further on Patreon or my merch shop. But aside from that, guys, as I said at the beginning of the video, I hope you had a good couple of days over Christmas. Hope it was really fun. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you Titans in the next video. Goodbye.